Hello friends, hello. Happy Wednesday afternoon. Hello. So today I'm jumping on because I want to chat to you guys about something that I have been asked quite often recently, and that is, how can I stay balanced in my luteal phase? I've had a friend ask me this, I've had two friends actually ask me this, and just reach out and say, how do I get myself in a good headspace? Hi Tikaya. Tikai, I hope I'm saying your name right. Yay, Jess, you're here. Yes, I was just speaking about you being one of the people that was asking me, how can I unfuck myself in my luteal phase? How can I have a normal functioning brain-body connection that allows me to do what I want to do, but still not drain myself while being in that state, in that phase of the cycle? It's so important that we learn how to remain balanced, because there's so much societal pressure for us to just keep going, that it's very common experience for a lot of women to steamroll their ways through their luteal because they've just been on this really high energetic train. This with you guys. Hi Jackie. I have my nettle tea. I'm also going to be speaking about the herbal allies that we can really utilize to support our body when we are cycling and through those dips in energy and hormones that we start to feel towards the end of the cycle. And how can we best support our mind, body, and soul at this time? Because we come into our cycle with so much estrogen that we just get so excited for life. We really just want to go out and we want to do all the things, and we're project planning. So in follicular, at the beginning of the cycle, we are just really stoked to just do all the things and set those goals, set those intentions, get those creative plans rolling. And as we move through the cycle, we get into ovulation, and this is our highest productivity phase. And we're going to be doing all the things and being super sociable. You have to remember that your body at this time essentially wants to make a baby. And so that's why you're going to be feeling all this energy, this drive to just go out and connect and be intimate and just do what you want to do, create, right? It's that creative energy. And then as you come into luteal, your body starts to dip in energy. You know, the estrogen waves off after ovulation, and in comes the progesterone. And this is the calming hormone, the anti-anxiety, the slowing down. But what happens for a lot of us is that our minds are still on that ovulation estrogen high. And we're like, okay, cool, I'm doing all the things, I'm going. But then the body starts to slow down, and there's a little bit of a disconnect that happens, right? And so we actually need to give ourselves the time for our minds to start to slow down with the body. And this can be really challenging. It's definitely something I still am challenged by. It's really once you're on that energetic high, it's really hard to come to consciously slow yourself down and to ground back into the body. And this is where the practices such as like yoga and meditation and just journaling and taking time for yourself can really be those kind of buffer zones, because they naturally bring us into ourselves. So having supportive practices is really, really key. And this is just also, again, a part of the self-care. And so I always say your self-care in your luteal needs to be like double as much as it is throughout the rest of your cycle, because that is also going to be that supportive mechanism to help you with your PMS, you know. And so the more healing on your womb that you do, the less intense the luteal phase actually starts to become. And so I've pretty much eradicated my PMS. I don't really get mood swings. I don't really like feel such a hectic dip in energy anymore. It's definitely, I experienced that in my past when I was going through my healing journey, but now that I've done this for quite a few years now, I'm able to get to that place where, you know, the high highs stop becoming so high and the low lows stop becoming so low. Actually, jokes, I'm high on life. Like, I'm so high on life. But the low lows stop becoming like that. You level out more, actually. You level out more. And so you start to operate in this more like central kind of line, rather than being so swayed by the different polarities, right? So yeah, number one tip around this phase is we need to learn how to slow down. Really, I was texting with Jess yesterday, and then I was just telling her all of these things, and then she messaged me straight afterwards, and she was like, babe, I just moved my client, rescheduled, cancelled the rest of my day, and took a nap. And I was just like, fuck yes, babe, that is the luteal energy that we need in our lives, you know. We need to remind ourselves that it's okay at this time of our cycle to like take a chill pill and just relax and just like not take life so seriously. I think that's such a huge symptom of like this capitalistic way of being and working, you know. It's like always we got to be on all the time, and it's like, no, it's okay to forget about work for a little bit. It's okay to, you know, not answer your emails. It's okay to get back to people in a few days' time. Like, take that time for yourself, because your body is going to really, really appreciate it, you know. And it's so important that we can switch off our brain as well, because otherwise we're just constantly like whirling around in there, and it's too much. And so we need to just allow ourselves to remind ourselves that we are allowed to take breaks. We are allowed to rest. Like, resting actually is productive, right? If you think about it, you know, you can't just go. You have to take those pauses to reset, and then you can go so much more sustainably for a long period of time. So resting, even though it sounds counterintuitive, is actually very productive. And the more I find that I rest in my luteal and in my bleed phase, the more I actually have energy to utilize in the rest of my cycle. So I can like really push it in my follicular and ovulation, and then I can really chill and really relax and really not stress myself out so much in my luteal and my menstrual phase. Like, it's okay to also have weeks, you know, some weeks where you're just not on the game, you know, like that's okay. You can't be at 100% all the time. And so one of my favorite questions to ask myself and my body during my luteal phase is, what can I do? What do I have the capacity for at this time of my cycle? How can I honor my body? How can I honor the needs and the energetic capacity that my body is capable of? Like, really, really, not what your mind wants, but really tuning into your body. And it's like, okay, how am I feeling? Like, am I a little bit tired? Am I a little bit sore? like, really, how much energy do I have? And then looking at your to-do list and just chopping it in half. Like, giving yourself that permission to just chop your to-do list in half and prioritize more time with your body, doing yoga, meditating, resting, napping, reading, spending time away from the screen. If you have that opportunity. Obviously, we don't always have this opportunity to rest as deeply as we want. And so we just have to be realistic with it, right? Some months we're going to have more time to rest, and other months we're going to have less time to rest. And that is okay. But just make sure that you are maintaining a balance between stuff that's stimulating your mind and things that are stimulating your body, because we want to keep that balance. We want to keep this mind-body connection in check so that we are always aware of what is going on in this lower half of our body, so we can really utilize our energy in the best way without burning ourselves out, and really just listening to our bodies. This is what I try to cultivate in my life, is a body first lifestyle. I listen to my body. I choose my body first. If I don't feel up for something, I'm not going to do it. Like, I have no problem canceling plans with people last minute because I want to take a nap, or I don't actually really feel like it because I'm a bit tired or a bit antisocial, you know. Like, take that for yourself. Allow yourself the ability to be flexible and to, you know, ride the wave, because the cycle is a wave. And so we have these ebb and flows, ups and downs, and we need to allow ourselves to flow with that wave. And just knowing that, like, a follicular and ovulation are the masculine half, the masculine kind of phases of the cycle, because they're more outwards focused. And then the luteal menstrual phases are the more feminine energetics of the cycle, because they're more internally focused. And so we need to have this balance where we're checking in between what's happening externally, what's happening internally. And actually, what I found as a spiritual woman is the more you prioritize the internal, the better your external gets. Like, the more you can operate from overflow and abundance, the more your life just starts to blossom in abundance, and opportunities just flow to you, and ideas come to you, and you know, manifestation is just like, it starts to speed up, because you've cleared all the density and the trauma and the blocks and the self-limiting beliefs inside, because you've actually taken that time to prioritize that connection with yourself, and to prioritize getting to know yourself, and prioritize healing your body. And then things can just move so much faster, and you will see you don't have to put in as much effort into doing things, because it's just flowing, right? So the cyclical living can really be applied to so many different lenses in terms of how we see our health, how we eat, how we take care of ourselves, how we, you know, just be aware of what phase am I in, what are my body's energetic capacities, what do I have to do, what can I maybe push towards the end of the week, what can I push towards next week, you know. And then maybe you want to, you know, in your energetic phase, in the follicular and ovulation, like, take on more stuff, so that in your luteal you can be more free, you know, because you've gotten it out the way first and you've ticked all those boxes off. So yeah, let me know if this is resonating. Let me know how we're doing, if what I'm saying makes sense. Yeah, it's really, really important, this body wisdom and this body awareness, and the ability to be in tune with ourselves, to give ourselves that permission slip to choose ourselves, and to prioritize that internal connection. Move to the beanbag. Yeah, just chill out. Like, I know I'm also at my desk, and sometimes things can be done from the couch too. Remember that. Remember that. So there's always a balance. And it's just about getting to know what is our balance. What feels good for us. What, you know, because my version of resting is going to be different to your version of resting. And what's good for my body is different to what's good for your body. So yeah, listening to the womb and prioritizing that womb connection, not just during your bleed. This is another thing I was saying to my friend yesterday, is staying connected to your womb throughout your cycle is also really important. Like checking in with her, breathing into her. You know, at the end of your yoga or at the end of your meditation, just like take an extra 5 minutes and just place your hands on your lower belly, onto your womb space, and just deep breaths. Because the more your womb knows that you're there, the more she is going to really trust you and trust that you are listening to her. And so she doesn't have to scream at you during your PMS and during your luteal and during your period. In your luteal phase, your womb screams at you in the form of PMS, which actually stands for provide me space. And then in your menstrual phase, your womb screams at you in the form of cramps. So you decide, check in with your womb throughout your cycle, or suffer the consequences of her not being 100% happy with you. You know, like you need to see that your womb is almost like this external friend / animal that lives inside of you and has her own consciousness, because she really does. She really, really does. And when we make time for her, she can whisper us guidance and secrets and give us power and open up so much more to flow, open the gates of those sacred juices. It's really wild, like the levels of energy and pleasure and ecstasy we can awaken in our body in a sober state through healing our womb. So listen to her. She's super, super wise. She's also connected to all your previous female ancestors that have ever come energetically in your life. And you can tap into their wisdom through your womb, which is also really fucking cool. So yeah, the womb is a powerful, powerful portal. And when we listen to her and honor her and respect her and love her and care for her and nourish her, then she gives us so many gifts in return. So many gifts. I wanted to talk to you guys about the weed allies. I'm drinking my nettle infusion. Nettle is an amazing, amazing plant. It is, my friend always says to me, 100 times healthier than green juice, 100 times more potent. It's also an amazing coffee substitute because nettle gives you prolonged energy. That's a slow release, whereas caffeine is a fast release. It's also super high in vitamin K, all the vitamins, a lot of the micronutrients that we're missing from our diets. We can get them through drinking wild weeds. And the reason that they're wild is because they haven't been genetically modified. They haven't been touched by big industry. So they still have 100% of their ancient genome, their ancient genetics from thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. So they are resilient as fuck. And when we drink them, we get all the micronutrients that we need. And we start to adopt some of that resilience into our bodies through nourishing ourselves at such a deep level, at a cellular level. So a lot of, like PMS symptoms and feeling tired and energy energy imbalances. These can also be related to a micronutrient deficiency, also related to gut health. It's all interlinked, but I don't need to tell you that. I know you already know that. It's all interlinked. So I love working with a variety of tools. The weeds are definitely a massive tool in my life. Thank you, Annette Muller. Thank you, Wild Nettle. That's my local witch weeds hookup in Cape Town. If you don't live in Cape Town, unfortunately, you're probably going to have to find yourself a wild weed witch. But yeah, just go ask around for nettle. It grows really wildly in Europe as well. Like all over Berlin. I saw it everywhere. And then a few other great ones are red clover for womb health and hormones. Also really powerful antioxidants. Oat straw is an amazing nervine, so it helps to calm the nervous system and balance you out on that level. And then that also makes you more available to receive pleasure and to feel pleasure in your body, because relaxation is such a key part of experiencing authentic pleasure. So we got the red clover, the oat straw, the nettle. Those are like my 3 top ones. But then there's also the hibiscus. I know that's quite good for blood circulation. So start with any of those 4. All you got to do is you take the ground up plant material that's dried and ground up, and then you put it in a jar and you put boiling water, and then you leave it to infuse overnight, and then the next day it's super potent and concentrated. And 1 liter a day is kind of the recommended amount. So yeah, I love working with weeds. I love working with the plant allies. They're super powerful and potent. Also mushroom drops. I used to take those, reishi, cordyceps, and what is the other one? Lion's mane. Those are amazing for brain health, body health, energy, all the things. So yeah, that was just a little quick one with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're watching on the replay, comment below if you learned anything new. Let me know if you want me to chat more about how we can really live efficiently and cyclically and empowered and connected to our masculine and our feminine sides at the same time. You know, dedicated, directional, focused, disciplined, but also flowy and in your pleasure, and soft and connected to your body, and compassionate and empathetic with the self, and intimate with the self, because really that is what it's about, being intimate with yourself. Being intimate with yourself is the biggest gift you can give yourself. And the more intimate you become with yourself, the more connected you are to yourself at every stage, at every phase, right? In the light, great, happy times, and also in the dark, scary, not so great times. You can stay connected and rooted in yourself, and that will be your superpower, is being there for yourself no matter what. And like I said, the more we do this healing, the less intense the extremes become. The less intense the extremes become. Thank you for joining. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, thank you to everyone that's watching on the replay. And we're just going to end with a little bit of a boogie, just like we started. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, feel free to drop me a DM if any of this resonated with you, if you want to find out more. I also have a cyclical living poster available for purchase on my website for only, I think, €8, which is like $6. So yeah, you can go grab that in my link tree. And yeah, many blessings. See you next time. Mwah.